time for the Forsberg 4. What you got for us?
All right, so we're going to ignore last night. I said, we're not even going to look at that. But we are going to focus on is the positives and what is encouraging about the Celtics. It's easy in the moment to get caught up in the losses, but they've been really good lately, winning 9 of 11 before losing to the Knicks. So I want to focus on the positive. And one of the positives, plus 37.2. That is the Celtics net rating without Jason Tatum on the court since the All-Star break. Now, this is bizarro world, Abby, because as you know, the Celtics typically stink when Jason Tatum is not out there, and that has been their biggest issue. It's part of the reason he's played 1 million minutes this season. And yet, since the All-Star break, they have been really good without Tatum on there. They're actually plus 24 without him and minus 32 when he's on the court. It makes no sense, Abby, but in the grand scheme of things, it's good because if the Celtics can survive those non-Tatum minutes, it gives them a better chance moving forward. Maybe you can rest Tatum for longer stretches, and we'll all feel better about this team going into the postseason.
The one thing I do know, Chris, do not ask Joe Mazzulla about Jason Tatum's minutes. Do not do it. It won't go well.
Yeah, he does not want to elaborate, but he's part of the problem. So
what's next?
Number 2 is number 3, and that's the number of Malcolm Brogdon's top 5 performances. That was a clean segue.
That's confusing.
Thank you. This season that have landed in his top game score. So here's the thing. There's this metric called game score that Basketball Reference does, that it combines all your box score numbers and your efficiency to give you one tidy number about how someone has performed. 3 of Malcolm Brogdon's top 5 games for that metric this season have come within the last 11 games. His numbers overall in this 11-game stretch: 17.1 points, 54.8% shooting from the floor, 51.9% beyond the three-point arc, leads the league in that, nice. 92 free throw percentage, 3.6 assists, 3.8 rebounds. Malcolm Brogdon in the last 11 games, to me, has taken that 6th Man of the Year award and just put it right in the passenger seat next to him. Coming home with him this year, even though he doesn't care about it and all he cares about is winning a title.
It is now called the Kevin McHale Award. It is only right that a Boston Celtics should take home that award in the first year.
I'm glad you brought this up because, as much as Malcolm Brogdon has downplayed the individual awards, he should take pride that from Bill Walton to Havlicek to everybody in the history of the Celtics, 6th man has this steep history, and as you say, Kevin McHale being the name of the trophy, it's only right it comes home. But ultimately, this is the award that he deserves. And for me, the best thing is the Celtics were so thin on depth at the end of last year. This is why they brought Malcolm Brogdon here. He embraced the role. Boom, now he's going to be rewarded for it.
Pretty cool. So that was number 2. What's the actual number 3?
In hindsight, I should have put 3 as 3. Would have made a lot more sense. But the number
I'm not
is,
here to criticize.
You have to move a little bit so they can see the plus sign. Okay. Plus 117.
Ooh.
That is Derek White's plus minus for the month of February. It's the third best number, number 3, third best number in the NBA behind a couple of Denver guys, Michael Porter Jr. and maybe a guy named Nikola Jokic you might have heard of. It's the best on the Celtics. The next best is Sam Hauser at plus 70, so 47 points below him. The next best regular is Al Horford at plus 59. So what I'm trying to say here, Abby, is Derek White's been pretty good in the month of February. I believe he's still the reigning Eastern Conference Player of the Week because we haven't had another one since he won that award. For the month of February, he's at 20.4 points per game, 50% shooting from the floor, 44.3 beyond the three-point arc, and he's just been awesome. And no matter what happens, dude busted up his eardrum on that game on the road, got hit in the face right before the break, got slashed in the neck the other night, twisted an ankle that same game, and then he's right back out there every single night for Derek White. I respect the hell out of that. I got perfect attendance in high school. Wasn't as much of an accomplishment as Derek White being out there all night for all these games.
My favorite moment since the All-Star break, Derek White, post-game in Philly, said, someone came up to him and was like, dude, look at your neck. You're bleeding. And he's like, how can I look at my neck? And he's so right. It's true.
Get out the camera phone and take a selfie.
Not yourself. Yeah. All right, that's 3. What's
number 4? Number 4 is the number is 53. And that is the minutes the Celtics starting 5 has played this season. But it's double the amount that they had going into the All-Star break when, as you know, they had only played one game together, 29 or 26 minutes, whatever the thing was. And now they've finally gotten a chance at full health coming out of the All-Star break. Here's where I'm going to whisper. They've kind of sucked in this time that they've been together in those 2 games, but it's okay because we all know that they're eventually going to figure it out. There's too much talent. It's just a little bit of a reacclimation adjustment as they go through this. I think they'll be fine. But the good news is that they've actually been healthy enough to be out there. Maybe we'll get to see it a few more times moving forward. Abby, to me, this is the key. Remember, the end of last season, that first unit was so good. It lapped the entire league. That made the Celtics what they were going into the playoffs, made them dominate that final 35 games. I hope, as the Celtics start to try to kick it up a gear over the final 20 that group is leading them.